Problem set 2.1. This is the lecture in pre-algebra. Name of this particular lesson is positive and negative numbers. If you haven't worked too much with positive and negative numbers, or negative numbers in general, this might be some new stuff for you, but most of you have seen the negative numbers before. Let's first of all start out by drawing a number line here. We always put 0 in the middle and head in the right direction, positive, and in the left direction we head negative. Okay. As far as the number line is concerned, any number to the left of another is smaller than that number. So for example, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is the number 5. Any number to the left of 5 is going to be smaller than 5. Any number to the right of 5 is going to be larger than 5. In fact, we have some symbols that we use to show numbers greater than or less than numbers, and those are the symbols that look like that. This means that whatever number I put here, well, let's just put a number here and put a number here. This means 3 is less than 5. You always know how to read this because the smaller end is less than, the larger end is pointing to, or whatever, the larger number. So the smaller end is always pointing to the smaller number. So for example, this says 3 is less than 5. Well, I could not write it that way because now it says 3 is greater than 5. So I would have to switch those two around if I wanted to use those same numbers and say 5 is greater than 3. So the way this works is the left-hand side, if it's a small number, or if it's small on this end, it would be 3 is smaller than or less than 5. Or if it's bigger here than it is over here, it's 5 is greater than or larger than this number here, which is 3. So those are your real quick review on your greater than and less than signs. We also have at the bottom of page 104 what is called absolute value. Sometimes we are only concerned with how far the number is from 0. And we're not really concerned with whether it's a negative number or whether it's a positive number. We may just want to know how far away that number is from 0. So for example, this 5 is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's 5 spaces away from 0. This 5 here, this negative 5, is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 away from that 0. They're the same distance away. One is going in one direction, one is going in another direction, but they're both the same distance. So, come up with this term called absolute value. Absolute value. And what an absolute value of a number is how far that number is from 0. Absolute value in what we're doing will not be a number that is negative because distances aren't negative. You don't drive 5 miles down the road to the grocery store and say, I went plus 5 miles, and when you come back, you say, I went minus 5 miles back. It doesn't work that way. Distances are always positive. Your odometer on your car always goes up. Your odometer on your four-wheeler always goes up, never goes backwards. So that distance is always positive. So we use a symbol. It's just two parallel lines that are vertical to represent absolute value. So, absolute value of 5. How far is 5 from 0? 5. Absolute value of, let me erase some stuff up here, absolute value of negative 5. How far is negative 5 from 0? It's 5. So it doesn't matter if it's a negative or a positive inside this absolute value sign, your answer will be whatever is in here without a negative sign. It will always be positive. So whatever number is in here, take the signs off and make it a positive, and you've got an answer there. So the absolute value of negative 7 is 7. Absolute value of negative 384 is positive 384. So next bit of definition is on page 105. It's called opposites. And it says two numbers that are the same distance from 0 in opposite directions from 0 are called opposites. So if I have a number that's, let's make that into a 0, not a 1. and let's say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. The opposite number would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. The negative 6, because it's the same distance from 0, only it's in the opposite direction. So the opposite of negative 6 is 6, opposite of 6 is negative 6. Okay, so that's pretty much it when it comes to negative numbers in this particular section, positive and negative numbers and how they relate. Next, I will give you some help as far as the problem set on page 107. So shut this one off and go to the example set for 1.7.